Our guest today, he was an activist. He wore chains all the time, chained himself to walls and halls. Now he's going to the Senate. He's in fact in the Senate as a senator representing the people of Busia County, Senator OKIYA Umtata. You know, I'm getting a message here from our colleague, Jamila Mohammed.
Jamila?
Yes.
Yes.
Amekusalimia sana.
Shukran.
Amesema, look, Busia is like a sleepy town.
Yeah.
Sleepy, sleepy town. I mean, it could be so far ahead. What are you and possibly Governor Otuoma going to do to revive Busia's economy? I mean, it's on the border with Uganda, right? That's a very crucial line. What can be done to revive this town, this county?
It's not just on the border with Uganda. You also have a very big share of Lake Victoria. People don't know that Busia has got a lake, big, huge lake. All that is potential that's yet to be realized. We have had a talk about it with the Governor Otuoma, and we are determined to make sure that Busia shines. Busia sits at a very, very strategic point in Kenya in terms of international trade. So, and we also realize that the challenges of Busia are far bigger than the challenges that are far bigger than the money that is devolved to Busia. So we shall have to look for other revenues of other streams of revenue to engage. Like you have got, for example, if you move away from the town, you go to Bunyala. You have got the question with floods and the silted rivers and the blocked rivers whereby the water doesn't flow into the lake. During the campaign, I was able to board a boat and to go into the islands in Lake Victoria. And the life the people are living there is not acceptable, but the solutions are available. Like the massive flooding, when you ask the people, the old people there will tell you when you were younger, the water used to flow into the lake. Today, the rivers have silted because of the agriculture upstream. So one of the most urgent things that needs to be done is not just to build dikes in the upper part, is to dredge the rivers and open up those rivers so that the river water can flow to Egypt. And so those are among the things we have to do. The infrastructure within Busia town, the main infrastructure there is the highway from Kisumu. That highway is owned by Kenya National, it's called Highways Authority, KENHA. So KENHA needs to pull up its socks, or we deal with it. It must repair that road. It must dual that road. It must create a proper lane for the trailers, so for the traffic to flow. We are also in the process of recovering grabbed assets. A lot of assets in Busia have been grabbed and privatized. We're in the process of recovering some of them. I'm in court with them. And we want to have those assets recovered and that land used to replan the city of Busia. And equally Malaba. Major areas. If you look at the sides of revenue collection, there was a major dip from the county government from the county councils. Believe you me, county councils were collecting more revenue than the county government.
How?
We don't know. The records are there. So we need to intervene and see what went wrong. Some areas we are told people are walking around with their own receipt books. And the revenue doesn't get to the exchequer. So we need to get down and, because if you have been collecting revenue of about 800 million and then now, today you're collecting 200 or less, surely.
Yeah, or is it 600?
Or is 600, and especially many years later. So there are a lot of things that are not working. So the governor has embarked on a staff rationalization program, which we have discussed with him. And he's in the process of saying that he wants to reorganize the staff, reorganize this and that. And I've given him my full support. to do that. And I'm going to walk the journey with him.
Yeah.
We also want to get Busia to benefit from the international border. We may also need special legislation to deal with the border counties. How do you deal with these human traffic issues and what have you? We have a major problem with it whereby local people trying to trade are considered smugglers, so that the borderline is serving big industry. Kenya breweries can take its goods across the customs, whatever, but a local mama mboga in Uganda or mama mboga in Kenya might have problems utilizing the common border and those markets. You also want to look at the tax regimes. Sometimes, because of the high taxes in Kenya, Kenyan products are cheaper on the Ugandan side.
Right.
So the business tends to thrive on the other side. We need to know how to deal with those kind of things. When you go on the lake, you have questions of insecurity on the waters, whereby we have the security personnel from Uganda intruding across and harassing the Kenyan fishermen and what have you. So either we get some Kenyan Navy personnel into the waters, or we get a solution with the Ugandan counterparts.
But is that part of Busia County? Is that part of your county?
Yes, Lake Victoria is part of Busia. But a big chunk of the good part of the lake is in Busia. Much as Kisumu is one which is known for the lake.
Yes.
But you have got Seaport. In fact, Port Victoria is in Busia. Yeah. So these things are there. And there's a very big potential for a blue economy. We have also discussed with the governor. We'd like to see if we can get international investors who can come and invest in that. We also have a historical site, and I think the only one in this country, cave paintings.
In Busia County?
Yeah.
Cave paintings?
Cave paintings are in Busia. Kakapel Hills, and we've got very good caves there. But they are not known.
No.
Yeah, so there's potential that these things can be developed. So we're trying to work on that, and also just to give the city a facelift. But the major problem we have is Kenya, and Kenya has to pull up its socks, and it has to sort those roads out, the main trunk roads. Then the governor can deal with the feeder roads and what have you. So that's...
Yeah. Tell me, how many cases do you have? Someone was asking, how many cases do you have in court? And how many have you won?
I don't know. I don't try to keep a record. I can only tell you that I'm filing one tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
Against who now?
Some corruption in parliament.
You've already found corruption in parliament? You've been there like 3 minutes, 3 days.
Yes, and I want to get some fellows fired. Because I've been irregularly recruited. At the level of directorate, no interviews, no advertisement, then they are recruited. And they're being recruited at the last minute by the exiting group, which means they are tying the hands of the incoming group. So I want those fellows fired, and I'm going to court tomorrow.
Were you recruited by them?
No. These are directors in the office of the Speaker of the National Assembly. Yeah. So if they don't go, Wetangula will basically be tied to Muturi.
Right.
You see, so we don't want those things to continue. It has been a practice that the new team comes in with their own people, their personal staff. Yeah. So you cannot have your personal staff stay on, and you give them permanent terms of service, and you hamstring the incoming speaker.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with you. I mean, you're a senator. That's the National Assembly. Leave those...
No. That's the Republic of Kenya. That's why I tell you, it's a part of the Republic. So the hirings in the National Assembly, those people will offer services to Kenyans. They should come through the front door. Nobody should come through the window.
Which is what they're doing.
Yeah, they're trying to come in through the window.
Okay, Umtata, why do you see yourself as... You know, you remind me of the late Martin Shikuku, who called himself the People's Watchman. You remember? Why do you bother with all this?
I'm just a citizen. I'm nobody's watchman. I'm just a citizen. And Article 3, paragraph 1, requires all Kenyans to be activists, to stand up, to defend and protect the Constitution. That's all I'm doing.
Do you get tired sometimes? Does it burden you sometimes? Is it overwhelming?
Do you get tired of breathing?
Of breathing?
Or do you get tired of your heartbeat? It takes energy. Yeah, but don't get tired of it. It is something, it's a necessary thing you have to do. We want a republic, not some kingdom or some kiosk. No, this is a republic. It's governed by law. And that's what we're working for. And we need to implement this Constitution. And one of the best ways of implementing the Constitution is litigation. Give the courts a chance to pronounce themselves on issues. Yeah, and then we live with it. Whether right or wrong, at least you get issues resolved. So, from where I sit, there's no way I can stop being a citizen of Kenya, or I can be tired of being a citizen of Kenya. And so I'll demand the rule of law.
The 6 judges being gazetted today, what did you think of that?
I think it was a political process which has taken its course. They were appointed by the Judicial Service Commission. President Emeritus, I call him President Emeritus Uhuru Kenyatta, had his reasons for not appointing them. The new president has appointed them. They are judges. But I've got a problem with the Judicial Service Commission. And I think that's where we should look, not at the individual judges. I have a case against them.
You might be, or you do have?
I have a case against them. Right. The Judicial Service Commission, the recruitment after the one that these judges were recruited under, there was a new recruitment that was carried out. They advertised for how many vacancies? 6. They appointed how many? 7. So my question is, who is this Joy Rider whom they smuggled into the Court of Appeal? Very serious issue.
Right.
Yeah, and if we don't check those things, you know, freedom is not lost through coup d'etats only. Freedom is sometimes is lost through innocuous actions, things you might want to ignore. Then you don't just find one day yourself that your freedom is gone.
Yeah.
So if they can smuggle a judge of the Court of Appeal into office, what does that tell you about the rule of law? You advertised for 6 positions.
Correct. And they appointed 7.
And then you appoint 7. Who is this special person you have put as a judge in the Court of Appeal? Are they the fellows who are going to give us judgments at night? You see. So I've challenged the appointment of all the 7. I want to be told who is this and how did this extra judge become a judge of the Court of Appeal.
Right.
So there's a problem with the Judicial Service Commission. And if you look at the individual characters, most of them need to be in jail and not to be sitting deciding who becomes a judge.
Yeah. Senator OKIYA Umtata, you have a case against just about everyone.
I know it's the law.
And you're not even a lawyer.
But I'm bound by the law. It's the law.
Okay, what has been your biggest victory?
Hey, I've never been able to... I've been asked that question many times. I've never been able to state how to measure it. Is it in terms of money saved? Is it in terms of number of people reached? Like, for example, I was able to sue and restore the police 999 number, which had gone out of service in the 80s, but I'm the one who restored it through litigation. They were compelled to put it back, and I don't know if that's what I can look at as victory.
Does it still work?
Still works.
If you dial 999?
Yes, still works.
And why had they taken it out?
I think somebody had been stealing the money for the line. For the service. The location was still there.
Right.
But was not getting to deliver the service was supposed to deliver.
Someone was eating from it.
Someone was eating the money. Took them to court. And believe you me, the senior police officers who came to me and told me, Umtata, can you fix this thing for us? Our money is being chewed somewhere else and we can't offer services. and
you won.
And I went and fixed it.
How long did that take?
We litigated it. We began the litigation under the Quebec administration. And then just when the Quebec administration was going out, then after it took about six to 8 months. And now when the Jubilee administration came in, they fought it very hard. But when I won, President Kenyatta launched the line as one of the Jubilee achievements.
And people in his party were fighting.
Yes, people had been busy fighting me.
Wow.
So
yeah,
those kind of things happen.
Okay, so that was a big win for you.
I think that one went to the people. There was a small one on freedom of expression when the immediate former senator of Kakamega, by then was, I think, working at some school, wrote a play for Butere girls, and the play was called Shackles of Doom. And the powers that be decided to ban that play. When I read about it in the newspapers, I took up the issue and I said, these girls must show their play. So I went to court, we fought it out. Initially, the school and everybody said, no, we are okay. The government has done the right thing to ban us, we are okay. Said, no, you can't be okay when you have been banned. So I fought that case, I won the case, and even the court ordered the government to fly the students to Mombasa, because others were already there. Now then, after they won the case, everybody was happy. But the judgment the court penned was a very good one. One that has really upheld freedom of creativity in this country. So there are very many others. Back home, I recovered some land, 843 acres from land grabbers. Went and processed the title deed and handed it back to the county commissioner. So one of the biggest assets Busia has now is 843 acres vacant land on the border, which we are trying to push it to be made into an industrial park.
And you're the one who helped recover it?
I recovered it after 8 years and a half in court.
And some guy had grabbed it, some politician or some
big guys had grabbed it and privatized it. Yeah. And I was just about to sell it to the government again. Grab from the government and sell to the government.
Good Lord.
Then I intervened. And I was able to preserve it. In Naivasha, I recovered some 10,000 acres for Kemri land. Carlo now, Kari land. Now it's Carlo. It was a research land. One of the fellows whom I was working with very much was killed. I think he was poisoned. He was a medical doctor, a researcher there. He got sorted out because of by the forces. But we succeeded. The land came back to the public.
How many acres?
10,000.
Tell me something. You just mentioned your friend was killed. Do you fear sometimes for your life? Do you fear when we walk? I mean, you are depriving a lot of people of their livelihood.
I don't have 10 teeth in my mouth. If I open my mouth, you can run away. Somebody rearranged my dental formula. That is it. But Jeff, we can't live on this earth like we are permanent. We are just passing by. We are just a cloud. We are told this earth has been there for billions of years. And since Christ was born, we have not even finished 1 million days. That's how short human life is. So it doesn't matter how long you live. What matters is what kind of quality life do you lead. So I take the necessary, I'm not suicidal. I take the necessary precautions. But I will not stop to do something because I fear that I can be harmed. For we are told, fear not those who can harm the body and do nothing else. Fear those who can harm the spirit. Yeah, so what is important is just do what is right. And so the threats are there. But
how are you able to walk into a courtroom and issue orders? Dr. Peter Mbai is asking in Nakuru, how are you able to just walk into a courtroom and, issue your papers? How do you do that?
I'm a citizen. The highest office you can occupy is being a citizen. In fact, being a senator is lower than being a citizen because a senator serves a citizen.
You're a servant of the people.
Yeah, I'm a citizen. So when you are a citizen, you can do anything in this country.
By the way, Brazil Musumba says hello. He said he hosted you in his radio station in Budalangi.
Yeah, we did.
He says congratulations.
Yes.
A lot of people are enjoying your show very much. Chotu Khan in Kisumu says, the roads are terrible along the border. The roads are horrible.
Everything is bad. Like right now, Busia, the poverty level in Busia is 83%.
How? Why?
Infant mortality, you can't even talk about it.
This is 2022.
Yes. There's a crisis in Busia. In fact, there are some parts of Busia now that I would want to push. Parts of Busia in Bunyala and Samia, and some parts of Teso North, that need to be put under these, what do you call it? These ASAL programs, special programs. They need a Marshall Plan. The poverty levels are bad. So we cannot just sit back and watch. But we've had a chat with the governor, and we need to get a lot of things done. We need to get to the president and see if he can, if he has any special interventions, he can intervene. We need to get to look for development partners. Busia is in a bad shape, totally bad shape. So we need, if you want a serious school, you have to go outside Busia County.
What?
If you want good medical care, you have to go outside Busia County. If you want good roads, you have to go outside Busia County.
And where do devolved funds go?
That's the other thing. We need to do an audit of what has happened in the devolved funds. But even before we audit the past, we need to create mechanisms to prevent any more leakage of public funds. And I'm personally consulting with people who know how to put up proper websites. I want to introduce open governance in Busia. Every item, every function of the county government will have to be on the website. Every function by the MPs, the MCAs will have to be put on the website. Those are public funds. So that we can know how these funds are being used. Otherwise, we are in a mess. Even the schools which used to be among the top 50 or so are now not there. They're just shells. Yeah. You find out Busia is one area whereby now the top performing schools tend to be the day schools, the small day schools. The big institutions are all in a mess.
Can you fix that? Can you help fix that?
It will be fixed. It will be fixed when we are going to deal with it. Some of it has been a problem of people being inward looking and trying to say that they want head teachers to come from the local community and those kind of small, unnecessary politics. We'll want to get people who can perform, to be given the jobs and to perform. So I think working with the governor and the way we have begun, I think we are going to get very far. Yeah.
You don't mind creating enemies for yourself. You don't mind that at all.
I never set out to create enemies. But people want to do wrong, you cannot help. You have to vanquish them. If you want to do something wrong, then they have to be defeated. Otherwise, if they succeed, they will hurt so many people. So I think we are going to do that, and There's hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is hope.
Yes.
Let's get on the magic wall and see how much hope there is, because the feedback is just tremendous. Where do we go? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to go all the way this side. Ask Umtata. Our Relly Scovian is saying, ask Umtata what he and Otuoma intend to do to revive the sorry, sleepy state of Busia. Sad the town lies on the border, should be a thriving economic hub. I think you answered that, yeah? Yep. Okay, Gilbert Ngeno says, ask Senator OKIYA Umtata if activism pays. Was he being sponsored? Also, what advice can he give to upcoming activists? Were you sponsored when you were doing activism?
I have not left activism, first of all. I'm also a businessman. Just like I buy for myself lunch, I pay for my activism. And even right now, there are a few fellows who have come. I'm hosting them in my office, various organizations, for free. But I do business, I make good money, and I take part of that money to give back as my way of paying rent on earth. That's why I finance my activism. And that's why I've taken on anybody in this country without fear or favor.
Is your wife a former senator?
Yes.
She is, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And what kind of business do you do?
Transport.
Ah. That's why you're saying the price of fuel is really crazy, huh?
Yes, the price of fuel is really crazy. And it's making it impossible to break even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hassani saying, how is he going to balance between an activist and a senator at the same time? With the political shoes on, I fear we have lost the Umtata we knew back then.
I think his fears are misplaced. I believe I'll be stronger. Now that I can also influence the legislature, as well as influence the judiciary to protect the public interest. Just my whole purpose is the public interest. And I think, like now, I'll give you an example. When my brother, there's a document I've been trying to get from Parliament.
There's a what?
A document.
Okay.
I was trying to get from Parliament.
Even before you were senator?
I was a senator, and that was a big problem. This time when I walked there, I was received and I was told that the document would be delivered.
And it was?
Yes.
Wow, you're a big man now.
Yeah, now with that document, I'm now going to use it in court to hammer them again.
And before that, they could never give it to you?
They could never give it to me.
Wow.
Yeah. So I now have that power also.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's incredible. More tweets, thick and fast. Moses Mutua says, does Umtata have a police petition in court on the salary increment?
Yes, I've got several petitions in terms of the police service and how they are empowered. I'm happy one of the things the president did the other day, removing detaching the police account from the office of the president.
Right.
A good one. Needs some proper legislation to protect it and ring-fence it so that it is not unconstitutional. And I think that among the many things I've done, even police housing issues and what have you, even the police uniform, the blue thing there, I don't like it.
Yeah, the present one, huh?
Yes, I've got.
Are you fighting it?
I'm fighting it, and I want to know who came up with that design. Was there any consultation?
Yeah.
Or someone just woke up and said our policemen should dress like mechanics?
Did you like the old uniform?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. Well done. Sewe Odero says, ask Umtata how one can get the alternative epilepsy medication. I have a loved one really suffering for the last 3 years, diagnosed in adulthood as well.
Well, the only thing is to link. The man who treated me died, but his son has carried on, and the wife is still there. I've got their contacts. I can connect them. Then see if it works for me, maybe it will work for them.
Yeah.
Also, the other one that I came to learn about is fellows who can stop you from being an alcoholic. They give you something to drink, and that's why I'm also having very keen interest in indigenous knowledge. And I've taken quite a number of people. They take the concoction.
And they stop drinking?
45 minutes.
They stop drinking?
And the alcoholic is...
gone.
Turned around. So you don't need Nakada, you don't need anything. This knowledge is in this country, and you wonder why our government never has research to try and tap in this indigenous knowledge. There's no magic, nothing. It's a concoction. It tells you what to do. What is it? Is it smoking? You want to stop? They'll prepare for a concoction. You take it, you see a cigarette, you run away. It's alcohol, he does the same. And it's alcohol that I've seen, because I've sent close to 30 people now. So those things are there, and these people are there.
I have some few friends with those issues. Can you connect me with...
Yeah, I can connect you, even tomorrow.
Seriously?
Yes. You just take a jab and alcohol is gone. And I don't know why that knowledge that this man has never left his small cottage.
My goodness.
Yeah, I've even taken some prominent people from Nairobi.
And they stopped drinking?
Yes, they are not drinking anymore. So it sounds like magic, but you see, but it began with my own nephew. He was dying of alcohol. Then we learned that there was this thing, and we said, okay, go and try this guy.
And it worked?
It worked.
And he's still practicing, or his wife, or his...
No, the guy
died.
No, these are different guys now. It's not the same guy.
Okay.
These are different people. I'm just giving examples of the indigenous knowledge that we have.
Yes.
That we have refused to tap into, to be able to develop products that we can also sell.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having a capsule that can stop alcoholism? How much money would Kenya make?
Oof.
Huh?
Wow.
How much do we spend on Nakada? Rehabilitation, like what have you. But this guy just gives you something in a joke and says, you really want kunywa hiyo? Kwenda zako.
One more says, really inspiring. Kindly ask him if he intends to write a memoir.
I will, because I'm a writer. I've published a number of plays, 4 plays, beginning with Luanda Magere in 1991, and up to The Chains of Junkdom, Voice of the People. Then there's March to Kampala, and An Exchange for Honor.
Have they been performed anywhere?
Yes, they are performed locally.
Okay.
Some are set books for A-level across, and 4 of them are being taught in the US under the Black Drama Series.
Oh.
So I'm a writer. People think I'm just some guy floating there.
Making noise.
Making noise. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm solid.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm solid financially. I'm solid up here. Very smart. So, but I'm an ordinary guy on the street.
Yeah. But you need to make Busia work.
No, Busia is going to work. Busia is going to work. We have a governor who is determined. And me as the senator, I'm also determined to support him and to work with him to make sure that Busia works. Another thing that people don't know about Busia, outside Nairobi and Mombasa, Busia is the only point where you have almost all government ministries.
What?
You don't have immigration in Nyeri, do you?
No.
You have them in Busia. You have the entire government in Busia. So why are we not working?
Why are you not working?
Yes, why are we not working? We can't accept the poverty levels of 3%.
Yeah.
They have to change.
Maybe they have the right man right now in the right place. Senator OKIYA Umtata.
Yeah.
Writer, author, activist, and now senator.
Yeah.
Well done, my brother. Good to see you. I wish you all the very best.
I wish you the very best. But
and we'll be watching Busia, yeah? We will be watching.
And I want it to be a model county.
And I'm going to contact you about those guys with the solutions.
Yes.
Okay.
And you'll come and tell people
on my show.
On the JKLive.
Yes.
That they got sorted.
Absolutely.
Because what I would like is to get to a situation whereby, first of all, the property rights of this man's concoction are protected, then proper research is carried out to isolate what element it is that cures people of alcoholism.
Correct.
You see. Then maybe you can now process that and have a product that Kenya can also sell.
You can export, yeah.
Yeah, and export and make billions of shillings.
The magic pill.
The magic pill, the same with the guy that treated me of epilepsy.
Correct.
What was it in those herbs that cured me?
Incredible.
You see. What is it? Because to me, I believe I was cured because more than 35 years without
never had a fit.
Then what's a cure?
Wow.
You see. But no research has been carried out in this medicine.
Yeah.
And sometimes when these people die, they die with the knowledge.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, that you try to do that, and I'll be very willing to link your people to this fellow, let him be sorted. But I would really pray that the government takes action to protect the property rights that this man has on those herbs, so that when now this thing is developed and done, whatever, he also benefits.
Yeah, he has
intellectual property.
Intellectual property, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Correct.
That's all.
Well done. Always fighting, huh? Always fighting for the little guy.
But with a smile. Doesn't pay to be angry.
Yeah.
And when I do this thing, there's nothing personal.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing personal. It's just
nothing
business.
personal. And whichever way a case goes,
Yeah.
it never pains me because clarification, the court has clarified.
Right.
Yeah.
You would have made a good priest, you know that.
Maybe I'm a priest.
I think you are deep down inside. Senator OKIYA Umtata. Thanks so much, folks. Oh, what a show. What a man. I tell you, he wants to do what he can to help Busia rise again. The way he's done it in court all these years, Busia, watch out. There's a new sheriff in town. Thanks so much for being a part of JKL. Remember, every Wednesday, it's all about those three letters on the keyboard that follow each other. JKL. Thanks so much for being a part of the show. Good night. Good luck. God bless you all, and God bless Kenya.